Hello and welcome to a new episode of Release. I'm your host, Adriana, and I'm so honored and grateful that you've taken the time to listen to what I have to say. And today, I am outside. It is a beautiful day, and I wanted to talk about new beginnings and new chapters in life. Last week, on June 16th, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology. And everybody keeps reminding me how much of an achievement that is. And of course, I am proud of myself. And of course, I have been celebrating. And of course, I am so grateful to even be in the position to have the opportunity to be able to pursue my dreams. Psychology is my passion. Helping people is my passion. Mental health is one of my deepest rooted passions, and I am very fortunate to have been able to not only attend a university but be able to complete my studies. There have been many people that I know personally that have started and have never finished, or people that are international students, and because of having unpaid tuition, they have to start GoFundMes to be able to pay to continue school. And again, I say that I'm fortunate and I'm grateful that I am on the other side of my undergrad experience. But beyond that, I wanted to talk about how I feel right now about life and looking forward to this new chapter in my existence. I was telling my mom the other day that I have been going to school for 20 years straight. I just turned 23 in March, and you start kindergarten at 3. So for 20 years of my life, all my Septembers have been dedicated to back to school. All my summers have been, foreshadowing to a new school year. But now that I'm in this place where this is my first September, I can remember that it's not about, oh shit, now I have to register for classes, or oh, now I have to go buy this, or oh, I have to go get these books, or blah, blah, blah. It's a very different feeling, and I feel very strange about it, because when I look back on when I walked into first year on my first day of school, I think about the people that were in my life, the mentality. I was going to church. There are so many things that are different now. During that time, COVID hit. A lot of things have transpired over the duration of my undergrad experience. And I'm so proud of myself. And I am proud of everyone that is graduating. It doesn't have to be post-secondary, it doesn't have to be university. High school is a really big deal. Any graduation, any completion of anything is always a big deal, because you went from point A to point B and you finished what you have to do. And for that, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. For me, people keep reminding me of how big of an achievement it is, which I know. And again, I am so grateful to say that I have a freaking bachelor's degree. That's crazy. But beyond that, I've talked about this before in an episode from last year. I believe it was last summer. It was the forgiveness episode, I believe, the first forgiveness episode, where I remember I was in Jamaica and I was talking about how my aunt had commented on my hair, and it wasn't only her actually, it was a few people saying that my hair is going to be so pretty soon, or when it's long. And I had to stop them in their tracks and say, the journey is also the destination. The little stops along the way are also part of the destination. And my hair is beautiful now, and my hair will be beautiful when it's longer, and it is beautiful right now in the state that it's in. And I had that same sort of sentiment when people would say, oh, congrats. I didn't really tell anybody about graduating except like my family and my closest friends. On the day of the actual graduation, my mom was very, very, very excited, and she started sending pictures to basically every single person in her contacts that has some sort of relationship with me. So family, old friends, whatever, she would send them. And there was someone that I was talking to, and even before I walked across the stage, there were a few recurring themes in the way that people would speak to me about my achievement or my impending achievement, because like I said, I hadn't even walked across the stage yet. But I had this conversation with someone that I'm related to. I believe that she is my grandma's cousin. And of course, this was said with good intentions. I would hope, I trust that they were said with the best intentions. But she asked me, oh, what's next? And people kept asking me what's next. And there's this very overwhelming feeling of having to know, not only having to know, but having to know in a way that you can tell somebody else. And I feel like I've always, sort of known what I've wanted to do from day one. Well, not from day one. I had originally, from a kid, I wanted to be a doctor. I remember when I was younger, I was asked, oh, why do you want to be a doctor? And I would say, oh, because I want to help people. And honestly, I believe that that was my path until 12th grade, until I had to apply to university. I honestly believed that that was my path, but I had this fear, this very strange recurring fear that, honestly, I had the fear that I would hurt someone, and obviously it wouldn't be intentional, but it was just this weird fear that I couldn't ignore. And my intuition was telling me that this was not my path anymore. So when I discovered that psychology was my path, I would say, people would ask, oh, so you don't want to be a doctor anymore? I'm like, no, I want to be a doctor of the mind. And that was my way of kind of redirecting myself and redirecting other people's ideas of me. But back to this conversation that I had. So she asked me, oh, what's next? And I said to her, I find it kind of disrespectful and just a little bit rude that people keep asking me what's next, because this in itself is such a momentous moment. And you can't even say congratulations, period. I'm so proud of you, period. Why does there have to be, okay, congratulations or congratulations but? And I have just been letting people know that exact feeling every time they ask me, okay, what's next? Because I need them to understand that I don't want them to feel as though, okay, because sometimes people will pry into your life not because they actually care about you. I actually saw a video on TikTok earlier today, and there was this lady, and she was saying that if there's somebody that just checks up on you all of a sudden and they want to know a bunch of details, or they're really, 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 really interested in what's going on in your life, it may be that they're just trying to monitor your progress. They don't actually care. They just want to know where you're at, and they just want to have a feel. They just want to know what's going on in your life. And I kind of had to recognize that as I'm being more selective with who I share my energy with, that it can't just be friends or people my age. It has to also be with older people and family members. I have to set my boundaries and say, no, I don't want you asking me about that, or no, that's none of your business. Or like I told the lady that I was on the phone with, when it's in progress, you will know. And honestly, I know that boundary setting is something that we are all working on, and it won't be overnight that you wake up and you tell people exactly how you feel, of course. But it has been so important for me to express my feelings, regardless of how other people may receive it, because there are certain things that you can keep silent about, but there are some other things where people find little keyholes. Disrespect starts with the tiniest loophole. As soon as you allow somebody to talk down on you one time, or you allow them to disrespect you one time and play it off as a joke, and as the first time they do it, you gotta tell them, I don't appreciate that. You need to stop that. And there have been a lot of times in the past, I can think of a specific situation with a specific person that, because they saw me as nice or spineless, they thought that it was okay for them to speak to me in certain ways. And because I didn't want to have any confrontation, and because I felt like, oh, I was being too whatever, if I were to say how I felt, then I just didn't say anything. And then that developed into a lot more blatant disrespect and a lot more feelings and just disrespect. And now I have to recognize, like, I have to say how I feel. I have to say how I feel, and I have to say it as long as I am not personally disrespecting this person. Because the person that I was talking to, she's of the older age. I think she's in her 70s, probably even 80 by now. But when she went back to my mom on the phone, because I don't know why parents tend to love having their phones on speaker, but she had the phone on speaker, and the lady was like, oh, I just got bitten, or some shit like that, or I just got lashed at, or something like that. Like, basically saying that I just spoke to her in like a harsh way. And my mom was telling me, like, oh, you don't have to say everything that's on your mind. Because she calls me sharp. She's always called me smart mouth, but now she tells me that I have a sharp tongue because and it doesn't matter who you are. Literally, my manager, I tell them how I feel. Anybody, like, I will tell you exactly how I feel. And I'm practicing being bold and being direct without fear that somebody may leave my life because of it. Like, if you are disrespecting me and I stand up for myself and you want to leave, then babe, maybe the relationship was not meant to be, because it seems like you're benefiting from speaking down to me and I can't speak up, so you just get to talk shit to me straight to my face and I'm supposed to take it. That's not cutting it. So I know that sometimes to my mom, I guess it may seem like a little like, why would you do that? Like, you don't need to do that. But again, we're from different generations, and I am training myself to be my dream adult. I'm training myself to be my dream person. And my dream version of myself is someone that stands up for themselves. It's someone that is still kind and loving and caring and opens their arms to everyone, but is still a little bit selective about who they let into their personal inner circle. So that has been something that I have been practicing and working on and really trying to, work through. Another thing that I've been feeling or thinking about is what this new chapter may hold for me, because now that September isn't school, what does the time after summer look like? What does my life look like when I am not, excuse that, as I said, I'm outside, so there's gonna be some loud noises. I'm sure you can hear the birds and the siren that's going off. As usual, I really hope that it doesn't affect your ability to hear me. I try my best to keep all of these background noises in because I want it to feel as organic as it can. But back to what I was saying. Now I have to think about what September and beyond and a year out of school is going to look like for me. I do know that I want to pursue my things related to my creativity. I want to do some writing. I want to expand myself in ways that I felt, limited or didn't have the time, because when I was going to school, especially this last year where or even this last semester, this last semester of school has been one of the more turbulent of the semesters I have encountered, simply because I had a full course load, so 5 classes plus school. So it was like if I wasn't in class, I was at work. And of course, you have to find the time to do all your assignments, and you have to find the time to write papers, do exams, study. So I had to make a lot out of 24 hours. And again, like I said, I'm grateful that my passions align with the career that I want to be pursuing. And although I have a psychology degree, and although I would honestly like to do a master's in social work because I would like to practice psychotherapy, but I honestly don't know what my life holds. I am grateful that all of my passions, I have all of these loves and all of these gifts that Spirit has given me, even down to the fact that I can speak to someone and give them encouragement, the fact that I can have a podcast and be able to relay a message. Those are all things that I do not take for granted. I am learning so much about not devaluing my impact and trying not to devalue what I do, because to me, release or posting TikTok videos, posting readings, whatever the case may be, it seems it's just something that I do. And when someone says to me, oh, this episode of Release, it really, really touched me, or it really spoke to my situation, or I really needed to hear it, or if I post a video or a reading on TikTok and somebody says, this is my exact situation, thank you, you've given me clarity. Sometimes it's hard for me to accept compliments, but when it comes to things like that, I really have to say, I am so honored that this found you in your moment of need. I'm so honored that I was the channel that Spirit used to get to you, because before I record an episode, or before I do a reading, when I say a reading, I mean like tarot cards, oracle cards, etc. I ask the divine to guide me, speak through me as a channel, allow it to find those in need. And although every time somebody says, I needed this, there's still this disbelief, I guess, that I got it right, Just a little bit of a disbelief that, I'm not just imagining things, that I'm actually helping other people. And that is something that I am working on. And of course, it goes with worth and realizing that I am worthy of holding the spaces that I do, because I really do struggle with imposter syndrome. When I was getting ready for graduation, I had my gown on. I had my little hood on because we didn't have any caps. We had these little hoods that we all had to carry in on our arms, and then they would put them on us backstage, and then we would come around with our hoods, whatever the case. And there was this moment where I felt like, because there have been so many moments where I felt like, I can't do it anymore. I have, like I've said on the podcast, that I have actually tried to not be alive anymore. And that happened during my time in my undergrad. So that was also one of those things where when I walked in at 18, I honestly didn't think that I would have been alive to walk across that stage. And I just wanted to say that if you feel that way right now, and you are in post-secondary, or you're trying to figure out what to do as you're starting post-secondary, all I have to say to you is follow your heart, follow your intuition. Do not let other people tell you what to do. My dad always wanted to be a lawyer, and he didn't take that career path. And I know that my dad loves all of the paths that he has taken, but when I was applying, he said to me, "Why don't you apply for law?" And I said, I actually don't want to apply for law. I want to do something that I actually enjoy, and something that I'm actually passionate about. And I don't care if I get $1 an hour for it. I'd rather get $1 an hour and love my job than get $25 an hour and not like my job. Because, when you think about a career, that's crazy. When you think about a career, let's say that you graduate your undergrad, and then let's say that you have to get a master's, and you step into your career. Let's say that the first job you apply for, fresh out of your master's degree, is in your field. Let's say you're 25. From 25 to 65, maybe even longer, depending on the field, you're in this job. I feel like it's important that I'm happy. So definitely follow your intuition. Also, I need you to check in with yourself. How do I feel about this? Do I think this is worth it? Who am I doing this for? Because for me, there have been times where I felt like giving up, and my one push is that I want to be able to help the people that look like me. I want to be able to help little Black children, little children. I want to be able to help teenagers. I want to be able to help anybody that has gone through even a fraction, or probably even more than I have gone through, and people that need assistance. I know the reason why I said Black children is because I know that in POC, Black and POC communities, there is a lot of struggle when it comes to talking about mental health and talking about mental illness, and there not being enough services provided or things being expensive. I've always wanted to have my own therapy office, have my own practice, and I have always wanted to be able to have either it's like a day where all sessions are, or a few days, maybe even on the weekends, where all sessions are free, or having walk-in days, or having some kind of program where people can sign up to have a certain number of sessions for free, or whatever the case may be, or having a thing where they can pay as much as they can, or if they can pay $0, then that's also cool with me. I want to be able to do that, because my goal for my career, and for the Unified Soul community, and for release, have always been and always will continue to be to help people, because I know that people's hearts are crying out for help. People need love, and people need someone to say, hey, I'm here for you, and someone that continues to show up for you. So I am reminding myself that that is my goal. And as we navigate this new chapter of life, as we navigate what is ahead, and when I say, of course, you may not necessarily be going through a new chapter, specifically like graduating in your life, but we are in a new season. It is officially summer. The summer solstice was on June 21st, so we are in a new season. This is a new chapter. You can be and do you can do and be whoever you want to be. And I'm not saying that you need to buy new clothes, or you need to change the way that you speak, or you need to change who you are at a core level. All I'm saying is I just want you and all of us to show up in the most authentic way that you can. Do you. And doing you will open up so much in you, and will help you to align with the people that are supposed to be in your life. Call them soul family, call them whatever you want. You become more aligned with who you're supposed to be around. And yeah, that's all I have to say for today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what this chapter holds. And honestly, this new chapter, if you know me well, you know that I love new beginnings. I love fresh starts. And I think that maybe this may also be a fresh start for release. As I said, I do want to expand, and I do want to change some things, and I do want to allow some more, or not allow, but create some more avenues for release to be consumed. And there have been some delays, but we are still working on it. But I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.